pictures of an interesting razor because he was interested to have me hone it for a hire. So let's take a better look at this razor. This is what I call a J-West, which means it's a Western style symmetrical razor made in Japan. Those tend to be the highest workmanship of any razors from any era, in my opinion, and they love exotic hard steel. This one says soldier. That's this little razor coffin. There's some kanji on here. I wish I could read that. I know those are complete words and these are sounds. I do remember that. Let's take a look at this one. This is a Frameback, which means there's a skinnier, harder piece of steel that went into a frame, and the frame is all of the area from the tang, which is over here, and this is the monkey tail. So it goes from the tang all the way to the toe, and then you stick the skinnier piece of steel in there. I don't know why these came into fashion. They were pretty common in the late Victorian era. If I had to guess, it is because the area that's just behind the bevel, immediately behind the bevel, could potentially be a little thinner with this, and you don't have to have a bellied grind or anything. So you end up getting a nice, keen bevel that you shave with without having to do so much work to make a forged hollow ground razor. Now in this picture, it might seem like over in this area, it's not as wide from the back of the razor to the cutting edge as over here in particular and over here. I have learned when you want to figure that out, one of the best ways to deal with it is to take a picture with something very black or very white behind it in good light, and then go edit the picture and try to put a line to see if you see a gap anywhere. So let's do that. We're going to go over here to I'm just going to try to connect the heel and the toe with a line 2 pixels wide that's bright yellow. Alrighty, I'm going to say that's about a good starting point. And we're going to just go, come on, little puppy dog, here we go, here we go. Come on, no, I want to go this way, damn you. Alright, and let's find the widest part of the heel. So this is where the razor is getting wider and wider and wider from where it's ground away, and about right here. So let's put that there, and now we're looking for daylight in between those 2 points. If there's anything to be had, it's so small that I personally would not take that off of the razor just to have a perfectly symmetrical thing to shave with. A frown can be uncomfortable because what happens is if there's a concave region in here and it curves out here and here, when you're moving down your face, moving in this direction of the razor, that little section where it's bending inward to meet the narrowest part of the razor in the middle, you'll sort of be moving side to side with the razor edge as opposed to moving perfectly perpendicular to the razor edge. So if this is the cutting line, the most comfortable position for that on your skin, not the most efficient, but the most comfortable, will be when it's in motion a perfect 90-degree axis to that. And when you have that concavity built in, you can't possibly have that if you're using the whole cutting edge at once. Anyway, I don't see enough there to worry about that. Let's go to the next picture. We've got some variance in the width of the razor's bevel, but that isn't a concern, and if you do that line thing, you'll see that it's still kosher. It doesn't have a frown. But here's the part that I found interesting, is this picture, and the next one just like it. Let's see here. Let's see. Alright, let's see here. Let's go like this here. Alright, let's zoom it in a little bit. Let's see here. Okay. Alright, that's a pretty good zoom. It's kind of blurry. I wish I had a better shot, but look how this is the part you shave with, and that's the frame. Doesn't it look like the whole thing is moving this direction relative to the frame? You would think it would be coming out like that. And I don't think that the perspective distortion from this image could make that variance. That frame is pointing toward the show side of the razor, the front of the razor where the writing is. Well, yeah, the writing on the tang anyway. And let's look at the next one. You don't know. Is that the next one? Oh, I see here. Oh, view. Okay. Yeah, come on. That thing's going like that. So what I suspect happened, it's harder for me to believe that a Japanese razor could have quality control problems where the frame would be sitting, 15 degrees off from center toward one side of the razor. You could go get one of these things here, a table vise, and you might dare to put the razor's frame in this part of the vise, right? Put the razor's frame in there, and then hold it real tight with the vise, and take something firm. If you took something firm and pushed on the razor away from the cutting edge at basically the first opening of the little secondary steel, with the frame being held firmly, if it's possible that this thing got jostled sometime in its Lord knows how long history and got moved that way, that might move it back. But I personally wouldn't want to hone it the way that it was showing up. Yeah, that's just my opinion on that. But it could be honed. It certainly seems way off to one side that it wouldn't be a great idea. And what you'd probably want to do, if you wouldn't dare to move it in a table vise, is use a pasted strop. Because a pasted strop, a hanging strop progression, is going to cater to the geometry that's already there. It's not going to try to compel new geometry. So you could, get a 6 micron starting point, like the Dovo green paste is 6 microns. Commit a strop to that. Strop on that thing until you've got all new shiny marks on your cutting edge, and then switch to finer ones, and you wouldn't have to move it around, and I'm sure it would shave. Yeah, that's that. The other news I wanted to show you was me cutting myself, but I'll save that for some other video, okay? Hey, thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye-bye.